Number 24, Jack Magno. Batting third, the sophomore first baseman from Cal Berkeley, number 26, Jake Skipworth. Batting cleanup, a freshman designated hitter from San Diego State, number 13, Cole Carrig. Batting fifth, a junior catcher from Edmonds College, number 36, Matt Erickson. Batting sixth, the freshman right fielder from Louisiana Lafayette, number 1, Carson Rockefort. Batting seventh, a freshman third baseman from Loyola Marymount University, number 30, Diego Becerro. Batting eighth, a freshman second baseman from UC Irvine, number 2, Woody Hayden. Batting ninth, a freshman center fielder from Cal Baptist University, number 5, Garrett Ostrander. On the mound this evening for the Bucs, a 6'5" senior right-hander from Dallas Baptist University, number 25, Zach Heaton. The Bucs are coached by Grant Palmer, assisted by AJ Alcantara and Brent Seeberger. The Bucs enter play this evening with a record of 11-10, second in the Alaska Baseball League standings.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the starting lineup for your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Leading off, a junior center fielder from the Masters University, number 10, Will Batts. Batting second, a sophomore shortstop from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, number 15, John Mark Mullins. Batting third, a senior designated hitter from Northwest Nazarene, number 12, Hayden Keller. Batting cleanup, a junior third baseman from Gardner Webb, number 8, Joe Brazil. Batting fifth, a redshirt freshman first baseman from UC Irvine, number 35, Josh Scheck. Batting sixth, the redshirt freshman right fielder from Tarleton State, number 25, Colby Ferris. Batting seventh, the redshirt freshman left fielder from the University of Northern Colorado, number 22, Johnny Graham. Batting eighth, the sophomore catcher from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, number 55, Joseph Keel. Batting ninth, the sophomore second baseman from Northern Illinois University, number 5, Patty McCormick. And on the mound for the Chinooks, a 5'10" senior left-hander from MSU Denver, number 11, Zach Sundine. The Chinooks are coached by John Groth, assisted by Chris Beck, Troy Hervey, Sam Potter, Dalton Smith. They entered tonight with a record of 10-11, fourth in the Alaska Baseball League standings. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you will please rise and remove your head cover for the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem singer is daughter of longtime Chinook supporter Scott Bleeker of Prime Lending, Lillian Bleeker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the
take a second. Let me get out of the picture, okay?
And now, fans, at this time, we direct your attention towards the field where we have the two most special words before the start of every ball game.
Tonight we have a young lady, a big Chinooks fan. Her name is Abby. She goes to Eagle River Christian School, and she's going to get us started tonight.
Play ball! Play ball!
Our umpires this evening behind the plate, Bradford Polk. At first, Roberto Pattison. At third, Gatola Hawthorne.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lee Jordan Field here in beautiful Chugiak, Alaska for tonight's matchup between the Anchorage Bucs and your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Before we get started tonight, I'd like to take just a few moments to go over the defense and lineup for both teams tonight. We will start with the Chinooks. Will Batts will be in center field and batting leadoff. John Mark Mullins at shortstop, batting second. Hayden Keller, the designated hitter tonight, will be batting third. Joe Brazil in the cleanup spot, playing third base. Josh Scheck at first base, batting fifth. Colby Ferris in right field will be batting sixth. Johnny Graham in left field, batting seventh. Joe Keel behind the plate tonight, batting eighth. And Patty McCormick playing second base and batting ninth. Pitching for the Chinooks is Zach Sundine. So we'll certainly love for him to repeat the effort of his last start, as before his last inning of work, he pitched very, very, very well. And so now for the Anchorage Bucs, Ernie Yake, who is playing shortstop, is leading off for the Bucs tonight, as that one is tapped out into left field for a base hit. So the Bucs start things off with a single. So anyways, Ernie Yake, that's who just batted, is leading off, playing shortstop. Jack Mactoff, the left fielder, will be batting second. Jake Skipworth, the first baseman, batting third. Cole Carrig, the designated hitter tonight, will be batting fourth. Matt Erickson behind the dish, batting fifth. Carson Rockefort, the right fielder, batting sixth. Diego Bacchiero, the third baseman, will be batting seventh. Woody Haydeen, playing second base, batting eighth. And Garrett Ostrander in center field will be batting ninth. Pitching for the Bucs tonight will be Zach Heaton. So the reason why I did both lineups in the top half of this inning is because I'm joined by a very special guest, as that one is tapped out to second base. We'll see if they can turn two. Good scoop at short by Mullins, but Mactoff just a little bit too quick, so they will only get one out of that. That'll be the first out of the inning. So anyways, the reason why I did the lineups and defense both in the top half of the inning is because I'm joined by a very special guest tonight, as Jojo Penberthy has stepped into the studio for a first inning interview. So Jojo, thank you so much for joining us tonight. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, my friend, anytime. So, Jojo, I guess the first question I have for you is, how is your arm doing? Because, my goodness, it seems like you are being used in every kind of role in pretty much every game so far this year, which has to be incredibly exciting for you. But how are you feeling?
My arm feels great. One thing about pitching the way I do, I don't really get arm soreness. So I played catch today. Troy told me to play catch and see how you feel. And I played catch. I felt great. No soreness at all. And he goes, cool, might need you for one today if we get a chance. I said, okay, sounds good. But other than that, my arm's been feeling really good, and it's been weird kind of doing all the different roles. I'm used to just kind of being a 1 or 2 inning guy, but I mean, last game I threw 4, I think. I don't know,
innings,
something
yep.
like that. 4
Actually,
innings.
4.
I started my 5th. Yeah, I started the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I hit the guy.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, you know what happens.
Yeah, it's whatever. Felt bad.
And that one is tapped up the middle. Let's see if they can turn 2 this time, and they can.
There we go.
So Jake Skipworth grounds into an inning-ending double play, and, well, Jojo, I guess that's the end of our interview, so get out. No, I'm kidding. So we will be right back in the bottom of the first as the Chinooks look to get on the board first here tonight. And we'll have a little bit more from Jojo Penberthy.
All right.
Leading off the bottom of the first for the Chinooks, the junior center fielder from the Masters University, number 10, Will Batts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Will Batts will lead things off for the Chinooks as per usual tonight as the Chinooks, for the first time in, I believe, 3 games, have come to the bottom of the first inning without being behind. So certainly a good start for them in that direction, and they will hope to get on the board early here in this one against Zach Heaton as that pitch is swung on and fouled off. So we are continued to be joined here in the studio by Jojo Penberthy, but before I continue, certainly the comment section has reminded me that it is indeed a monumentous day.
It is Zach Sundine's birthday.
Absolutely. Zach Sundine gets to start on his birthday, and let me tell you, as a pitcher myself, no better way to spend your birthday, as that one is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Will Batts goes down.
Let's see if we can get a win
For the
Zach's
first out of the
birthday.
inning. Absolutely.
Great way to
There'll be nothing better for him, I'm sure, than to get a win on his
Oh, yeah.
birthday. So, Jojo, again, thank you so much for coming in here and spending some time with us today.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, we kind of talked about like just the fact that you've been utilized in all different roles, and you kind of alluded to the fact that you're not really used to it. So I guess I kind of have a bit of an unorthodox question for you. So pitching the way that you do for as long as you have you ever run into a coach or a teammate or maybe even a parent, just any person that has really just tried to put you in a box and kind of make you just a situational guy just because of the way you throw, or has that not really been an issue for you?
I know I've been told a lot, like, hey, because the way you throw, like, you're probably a guy who goes through the lineup one time. So that's why I've always been used as, like, 1, 2 innings, most 3. This last year for Masters, I had a couple outings where I came in and, like, threw, like, 5, started my 6th inning before they took me out. So, like, that was good to see, and kind of put, like, the question in my coach's head, like, hey, maybe we might be able to make him a starter. But we're still working on that, and so hopefully, I mean, that'd be cool if I got a start up here, but then I'd complete all the roles,
Yeah.
Setup guy, closer, long relief.
Yep. That'd be it.
Yeah, so that'd be
But
cool
I'd
if I
certainly
get a
like to
start,
see
but
that.
we'll
That'd
see.
certainly be fun. It is fun watching you pitch, man, because
Thank you.
I can tell just how like competitive you are and everything like
Yeah,
that. So certainly it's fun to watch. As that one is hit high in the air down the right field line, as I believe Rockefort. Yes, Carson Rockefort will come on and make the catch. So, JoJo, do you think you have time to go another half an inning? You can go one more half inning. Okay. I feel bad because I've asked you 2 questions because they've gone so quickly. So, all right. So we will be back with a little bit more from JoJo Penberthy. Hopefully, some more from JoJo Penberthy instead of just one more question when we head to the top of the second.
Drive sober. Slow down. We want you to stop speeding before it stops you. This message brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. Leading off the top of the second for the Bucs, designated hitter number 13, Cole Carey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lee Jordan Field as Cole Carrick steps in. We got a special guest here, Jojo.
Yes, he did.
Strike one by Zach Sundine. Jojo, tell me, how are you enjoying your time in Alaska?
It is fantastic to be up here. I am not used to the cold. That kind of sucks a little bit because I do not like freezing. And that ball is smoked into the right field, through the.
I'm doing play-by-play, Jojo. You answer questions.
You know, you didn't say anything, so I'm
I was letting
the
you
lead.
finish.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jeez.
Single through the 4-hole there by Carey as Sundine enters the stretch. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Matt Erickson. Anyway, Jojo, you were saying something about the cold.
Yeah, not a huge fan of it. But it is nice having those nice days where it's only like 70, 68, but it feels like it's 80 because the sun is just always out.
So let me ask you this. What is considered cold for you?
Well, I'm from California, so anything under like 72, I guess, would be cold.
Okay, so we've had a lot of cold days.
Yeah, we have had a lot of cold days, you know.
So what do you think Aaron would say about that?
I think Aaron would say that I need to man up and not be a baby. But I don't care because I'm from Central California, and we don't get cold days like that.
As Sundine checks on the runner over at first base. So, as your pitching coach, by the way, you know.
We're joined by Troy Harvey.
Yes, I'm Hervey.
Hervey.
Thank you, though.
Sorry, Matt
so,
Harvey.
Jojo doesn't know his own coach's name. That's a good start as check swing off to the right side.
He was hot today now.
Yeah, no chance I'm going in.
You know, I'm an astute observer. I see you in your winter jacket quite often here, even on our sunny days. You know, you're out here in this big poofy parka while I'm out here in shorts and a T-shirt. Can you dive into that a little bit?
I mean, like I was saying, anything like above.
And strike three, swinging by Zach Sundine. Sorry to cut you off. Go on.
Like, you know, it's only been like 68, so that's still cold to me, you know? So I wear it because it's still
Even
cold.
in the sun?
Yeah.
Man,
I
that's
mean,
tough.
Well, okay, you take off the jacket, the cloud
Right.
covers the sun, you get cold, you put it back on, it gets hot again, so it might as well just leave it on. It's too much work to take it on and off, on and off.
That's fair. Okay, so the people want to know, I received probably about 4 letters in the mail. They want to know, is Jojo, you know, is he sensitive to the sun with his eyes? You know, what's going on with the shades? Walk me through it.
I wear them a lot because if I don't wear them, I get headaches.
Okay, so yeah, sensitive to the sun.
Very sensitive to the sun.
Now, would you consider this a caffeine mixed with sun problem, or is it strictly sun?
Strictly sun. I mean, it's.
Foul ball straight back behind us.
I could have my coffee
1-1.
and same thing, but I'm also from California where it's sunny all the time, so
Okay.
I'm just used to it. So being here when it's daytime the whole time, I have to wear them like 95% of the time, I'd say. Like today, I'm not wearing them
Okay,
only
that's fair.
because it's too overcast for me to do it. I couldn't see the ball. I tried doing it during BP, almost got nailed in the head.
It's
'cause
going
I
to be a
couldn't see the ball.
strike on the outer half. Okay, so let me ask you this now. Do you have blackout curtains?
I do not know.
Dude, it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Here's the dilemma, right? When it's warm, you got to leave your window cracked.
Yeah.
So you can't exactly close the blinds all the way.
Well, see, what's nice is I
Foul ball off to the left side. Joe Brazil, does he have room? And that ball is going to
Oh.
find its way into the seats.
So
Count's
I-
going to remain 1-2. Go on.
I don't have blackout curtains, but my bedroom is in the basement, so never really gets above probably 65 degrees.
Wait, your
in there.
bedroom's in the basement?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had basements
I
in
know.
Alaska.
I have a cylindrical house, I would say.
Cylindrical house.
Cylindrical, yeah. I'm using.
We got called the Chinooks Three Stooges. Well, there's only two of us, but we're missing Curly.
Runner
the
goes.
Brazil. He's safe.
He's off the bag. Off
No,
the bag.
he's safe.
No, he was off the bag.
It's a good idea, though.
I saw it.
Well, the count's 2-2. Joe Keel is going to go discuss the signs with Zach Sundine.
But yeah, I'm in the basement. I have so my host family's kids are all away for the summer, so there's
Nice.
3 bedrooms downstairs, and I have my own and 2 empty ones, and so I have my own like laundry.
So who are your roommates?
No one. I'm by myself.
So you have 2 empty rooms.
Yeah,
You're by your lonesome.
all by my lonesome.
Tell me what it's like waking up every morning to JG3 picking you up in a nice blue F-150.
You know, there's nothing better than it. I love him picking me up and then telling me, "All right, let's go to the last club." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good."
Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 outs in the inning. As
And
Sundine
then-
looks to strand the runner at second base.
And then we go to discipleship, and he tells me we got to get there about 45 minutes early to set up for everything. And so I sit there.
So I have noticed about the past week you have not been arriving to discipleship with JG3.
Yes,
what's
it's
your
true.
alternate route? How
My
you
alternate
getting there?
route is good old Marco Ortiz.
Ooh.
He drives right past my
Motiz.
house, and you know, I'd rather go work out at 11:30 rather than 10:30.
You know, that's
gives
fair.
me a little bit more time to wake up and cook breakfast, shower.
That pitch taken on the
morning
inner half.
routine.
Good pitch by Zach Sundine. So, Jojo, on a more serious note, how do you feel about what you've done on the mound this season? What do you feel like you've improved on, and what would you like to continue to improve?
I feel like I've improved on my intensity, coming out there, not just throwing to throw, and kind of going out there with an intent purpose. I mean, obviously you have the purpose of getting people out, but more of the intensity of keeping it and like not letting up in a sense. I'm like, I'm 0-2. I'm just going to kind of throw him something that he can't hit rather than, no, I'm going to blow it by him or I'm going to, make him look silly with a slider.
Okay.
So I've kind of been keeping the intention and something I've gotten, or like, wait, what was the question? Something I've
What
improved
would you
on?
like to improve on, continue to improve on, or somewhere along those lines? Throw it down to third, and that's going to get by him. And that's going to bring a run home for the Bucs. As that ball snuck under the glove of Brazil. Throw low from Keel. And that's going to be the first run of the game.
Something I'd like to continue to improve on is being able to throw consistent strikes with all 3 of my pitches.
I like that.
Most of the time I've been able to go fastball slider, pretty consistent for a strike, and changeup's been one of the pitches I've been developing where I could throw it to lefties, but I struggled with righties. And now I've been learning how to kind of trust it and throw it more to, not only lefties, but righties and lefties, and in whatever count it may be. Matt has called it several times in like a 3-2 count, and before I'd be like, there's no way I'm throwing that pitch.
Yep.
Like, I'm just going to walk this kid. So now I've been able to throw it consistently for a strike and in whatever count, and it's helped me out a lot in the sense of like just being a better pitcher. Strike 3 blown by him. And then the
Okay, thanks for
second
taking my job, JoJo. Well, Zach Sundine with 2 punch-outs in the inning. And 3 punch-outs in the inning. Excuse me, 3 in a row. But a run does score. So the Chinooks look to battle back here in the bottom of the second inning. Hopefully scratch a run across. And they will have Joe Brazil, Josh Sheck, and Colby Ferris to start the inning. Thank you all so much, and I am Coach Hervey, and goodbye.
And I am Josiah Penberthy, and I'm out.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Chinooks, a junior third baseman from Gardner Webb, number 8, Joe Brazil.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube, and I don't really know. I don't remember what happened. I was kind of sitting in my chair as Joe Brazil singles. I don't remember what happened. I was in my chair, and then all of a sudden I just started having this dream, and then I kind of like woke up, and then I just walked over here, and Troy, Hervey, and Jojo were walking out the door. So I don't really know what happened, but I think I might have gotten kidnapped. I don't know what happened there. So I do apologize if they ruined the broadcast. But no, anyway, all jokes aside, that was certainly a lot of fun. Got to take a half an inning off, which, you know, don't really get to do very often. So that was certainly great. Good to see Coach Hervey back in here. I know he enjoys coming up here and having fun, and we certainly love having him up here. So, you know what? A dream or a nightmare? I'm not one of the guys that remembers my dreams, so unfortunately I couldn't tell you. But probably I'd say a nightmare, considering I woke up pretty quickly. No harm was done to me or anyone else in that transaction, I promise. So the count moves to 0-2 here on Josh Sheck. And the 0-2 is swung on as the bat, I think, shatters, but doesn't matter because that one's going to go into left field for a base hit, as that is off the glove of the diving third baseman. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure that bat is toast. It certainly didn't sound great. And so now Colby Ferris will step up to the plate here with 2 on and nobody out. And Ferris squares to butt, and that gets away from the catcher, and Joe Brazil will move to third, and the throw goes to second, interestingly, as Sheck gets in there standing up. So that will be 2 advances on a wild pitch. So now the need for Colby Ferris to bunt has most likely been eliminated. And that one is swung on and hit into left field for a base hit. And they will hold up Sheck, but Joe Brazil will score. So 3 straight singles to open up this inning, as the Chinooks will tie the game up once again as the score moves to 1-1. And now John Graham will step up to the plate here with still nobody out in this inning, looking to add on to this lead. All right, so looking at the standings for the ABL, it is pretty much a battle for second place right now, at least At least that's the way it looks in the standings, as the second, third, and fourth place teams are all within a game and a half of each other. Excuse me. With the Anchorage Bucs holding a narrow lead for second place right now. But the Chinooks have certainly struggled recently. They have lost 5 in a row, and 6 out of their last 7, as that one is tapped to short, and the shortstop Yake will throw on to first base for the first out of the inning, but another run does come across the score as the Chinooks now lead 2-1. And that will bring up Joe Keel. And once again, the Chinooks have certainly struggled, as they have the worst record in the league over the last 10 games, as they have only won 3 of their last 10. And once again, they have lost 5 in a row and 6 of their last 7. So certainly they have struggled recently. But winning right now, which is certainly a good sign, as they have not been ahead in a lot of ball games over the last 2 weeks. So certainly good to see the Chinooks offense ready to roll here. So the Chinooks come into today 10-11 on the season. It is the first time they are below 500 this season. So Chinooks will look to get back to 500 during today's contest. And the 1-1 to Keel is well outside for ball 2. It's going to be interesting to see how much energy the Bucs can bring to today's ball game, as they played a doubleheader yesterday. And that one is swung on and tapped foul, and I do believe it was against the Oilers. And the 2-2 to Joe Keel is well upstairs for ball 3. So the count moves full. And man, I'll tell you, these first 2 innings have certainly flown by. As the game started at 7:06, it's only 7:33. Well, certainly this game has gone at a quick pace, and I know a lot of that has to do with Zach Sundine, who works rather quickly. And the 3-2 to Keel again is popped high in the air down the right field line, and that will get out of play. So Joe Keel certainly making Heaton work. And you know that the Chinooks would absolutely love to get that run home from second base. So at the very least, Joe Keel will probably want to get one on the right side, move that runner over to third. And again, that's at the very least. And another 3-2 is downstairs. So Keel will take a walk, and certainly they'll take it. And a fantastic at-bat from Joe Keel, as that will bring up Patty McCormick, getting the start at second base. Got a chance to finally bring him into the studio and get a one-on-one interview. So certainly lovely to have him in here. Really good conversation, and he is pretty much it's tough saying a term like poster boy, as that term can be used in a negative connotation, but I do not mean that connotation here, as he's pretty much the spokesperson and the main guy that the coaches trust as it pertains to kind of charitable things and doing stuff out in the community. And if that doesn't tell you what kind of man Patty McCormick is, I don't know what is. He certainly has been a role model for a lot of people so far this year, and I cannot blame those people for looking up to him. He's certainly a wonderful human being, works very, very hard, absolutely in love with Jesus, so an amazing human being. So certainly good to get him in here and have a conversation, as that one is swung on for strike 2. So he's quickly down 0-2 here. So Heaton up 0-2 on McCormick and looking to put him away. And that one's well outside for ball 1. And the 1-2 is swung on and tapped to third. And a really, really nice play by Diego Baquero. And he will throw on to first for the out, but it kind of acts as a bit of a bunt, a swinging bunt, as the runners move over to second and third now. So Will Batts has a chance to get a couple of RBIs here if he can get one into the outfield. But with 2 outs, he's going to have to earn it. And Will Batts struck out in his first at-bat, so, he would love to get something going here. And that one is tapped foul.
That foul ball brought to you by God Guns and Auto.
And that one is upstairs for ball 1. So the count moves to 1-1. For those of you who are just in it for the interviews, Matt Magno will be joining us once again. Feels like every time he has a day off, he wants to hop in the booth, and certainly we will not object, as we absolutely love having him up here. And I think you guys too. I hope you guys do as well, because you can't get rid of him. It's actually a problem. No, I'm kidding. It's not a problem at all. Certainly look forward to that, and I absolutely love having him in here. Great personality, and a great human being also. So certainly love having him every time he joins us here in the studio. And now the 1-2 to Batts is swung on and hit into left field, as Jack Mactoff will settle under it and make the catch for out number 3. So Chinooks leave 2 runners stranded, but they do strike for 2 more, as they will take the lead 2-1 as we head to the top of the 3rd.
Fans, at this time, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks invite you to take out your red tickets. We will be giving away the first of 2 red ticket giveaways now. Winning ticket number this evening is ticket 790893. Winning ticket number this evening, ticket 790893. Take your ticket to the Chinook Shack to claim your prize from Central Perk. Leading off the top of the 3rd for the Bucs, second baseman number 2, Woody Hedy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network as John Mark Mullins makes the throw over to first, as Woody Haydeen will be retired for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Bucs, center fielder number 5, Garrett Ostrander.
All right, so that'll bring up Garrett Ostrander as Zach Sundine looks to continue his great performance so far. The one run he gave up was unearned, and I think it's pretty safe to say that it was unearned, as it was the runner advanced to third on a stolen base and then scored on a throwing error, and then the rest of the batters ended up striking out. So I think it's safe to say that he probably would not have scored otherwise, unless obviously there was a dropped third strike or something, but there was not, so I think it's pretty safe to say he would not have scored otherwise. So that run should be unearned. And now the count to Garrett Ostrander, the center fielder, will move to 2-1 on the at-bat. And the 2-1 is upstairs. And the count moves to 3-1. And once again, just in case somebody in the chat missed it, it is Zach Sundine's birthday today. And that one swung on and missed. So certainly happy birthday to Zach. I believe he is turning 23 today. I'm not 100% positive on that, but if I had to guess, I'd say he's turning either 23 or 24. So I'm sure somebody in the comments section, nobody in particular, just maybe a family member or significant other, who knows? Somebody will let me know how old Zach is turning today. So that is ball 4. So the 9-hole hitter gets on base, as that will once again bring up Ernie Yake, who singled in his first at-bat of the day. And that one is a curveball over there for a strike. So 0-1 to Yake, and certainly Zach Sundine will look to continue to get ground balls, as he has gotten a lot of double plays this year. I mean, it is a significant amount. I don't know the exact number, but it is a lot, as that one's inside. So Zach is turning 23, so I got it right. He was turning 23. I got it right. Look at that. Instincts are wonderful. So count will move to 1-1 on Ernie Yake. And he'll move over to first, and Ostrander gets back safely. And the 1-1 again is swung on and tapped foul down the left field line and out of play.
That foul ball brought to you by JR Septic Pumping and Excavation.
And the 1-2 to Ernie Yake is swung on and tapped by the mound. And Patty McCormick will have no play there. That certainly will go as an infield single, as that ball just pretty much had perfect placement. As Sundine certainly couldn't get it, and neither could McCormick. So that's just an unfortunate play for the Chinooks. And that'll bring up Jack Mactoff, who hit into a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. So I hope everybody who's watching at home had a fantastic Independence Day. I know I did. A bunch of the guys and their host families, we all went on a hike, which I know I said I was retired from hiking, which I firmly believed. However, circumstances pretty much brought about the fact that I either had to cough up a whole bunch of money or I had to hike. So I chose to be a responsible adult and do the hiking, even though it would hurt. But it was actually a lot easier than I was led to believe. So the hike went swimmingly. I was, of course, incredibly tired by the end, but I made it through it. And I made it through it much easier than the first one. So certainly I had a lot of fun. Afterwards, went back to a host family's cabin and ate some wonderful food. As John Mark Mullins takes a tumble. And as you hear somebody in the bullpen, I believe it is Jojo, because of course it is, yelling. It's a flop technical foul on Mullins. And the 1-1 is in there for a called strike 2. Good pitch from Sundine, as he'll get ahead 1-2. So anyways, and afterwards went back to one of the host family's cabins and enjoyed some moose brats and some caribou dogs and a whole bunch of other food. Got some cake. So it was a rousing good time, as that one's downstairs for ball 2. Also, by the way, we went to the Nature Conservatory. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's, it was way out there. Certainly I had a lot of fun. Got to see some moose and some bears and some muskox, I think is what they're called. I don't remember. I don't know how to pronounce it. But got to see a whole lot of animals. Got to see a bald eagle. And while we were driving home, got to see a bald eagle fighting a whole bunch of other crows. And I said, man, that is the most American thing I've ever seen on Independence Day. So certainly lovely. As the count to Mactoff is full, and the 3-2 is swung on and tapped out to left center field, as that's going to drop for a base hit. And they got him! And a great play by, I do believe that was John Graham, as Joe Brazil applied the tag, but the run does score. So Ernie Yake comes home, and Garrett Ostrander comes home, and Ernie Yake is thrown out at third base for the second out of the inning. So now there will be 1 on and 2 out here for Jake Skipworth, who grounded into a double play in his first at-bat. And that pitch is outside, and I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm just going to tell you guys a secret, so don't tell anyone else. But I'm pretty sure that guy was safe at third. Pretty sure. I mean, anybody who saw that saw the way that Joe tagged him kind of on the butt in between his legs. I'm going to go with safe. But we'll take it. So, count moves to 1-1 on Jake Skipworth. And the 1-1's downstairs. So the Bucs able to get to Sundine here in the top of the third. And a game that previously felt like it was flying by has certainly slowed to a crawl a bit here, as there have been a lot of long at-bats. And lots of 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s on that scoreboard out there as the count moves to 2-2. And the 2-2 is swung on and driven out to left field, but John Graham will come on and make the catch for out number 3. So the Bucs get a run back as they will tie the game, and so the Chinooks will move to the bottom of the third inning in a 2-2 tie.
The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks would like to announce that tonight's game sponsor, Jalapenos Mexican Restaurant, is back behind the press box and giving away chips. Once again, Jalapenos Mexican Restaurant is giving away free chips back behind the press box. The Chinooks would like to thank Jalapenos for sponsoring tonight's ball game. Baseball League score update in the top of the third inning. The Anchorage Glacier Pirates lead the Peninsula Oilers 2-0. out the bottom of the third for the Chinooks, a sophomore shortstop from the University of Alabama, Birmingham.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as John Mark Mullins will lead things off for the Chinooks here in the bottom of the third. So this has definitely been an eventful game so far, as the score sits at 2-2 here in the third, as the Chinooks will hope to get their lead back as that pitch is in there for a called strike. And the 0-1 to Mullins is upstairs. And that 1-1 pitch is downstairs. So count moves to 2-1. John Mark flew out to center field in his last at-bat as that one is swung on and missed. Looked like a changeup, maybe even a splitter for strike 2. So the count moves to 2-2. And the 2-2 is swung on and fouled off down the left field line.
That foul ball brought to you by Edward Jones financial advisor Jeff Hankel.
And another 2-2. Swung on and also fouled off, out and down the left field line.
That foul ball brought to you by Northwest Carpet Company.
And this 2-2 offering is swung on and hit out to left field. And Jack Mactoff will come on and make the catch for the first out of the inning. This will bring up Hayden Keller, who flew out to right field in his first at-bat of the day. Hayden Keller, one of the few guys I have not had a chance to interview yet, as I don't believe he has taken a day off since joining the Chinooks. So certainly might be hard to track him down to get one of these interviews in. And the 0-1 to him is swung on and hit out to fairly deep center, but the center fielder Ostrander will drift back a bit and make the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up Joe Brazil, who singled in his first at-bat.
Now batting for the Chinooks, the junior third baseman from Gardner Webb, number 8, Joe Brazil.
And the first pitch to Brazil is upstairs. That looked like it slipped a little bit. That might have been an ephus. As the pitcher's smiling, and that's all right, sure. If you're that confident in a 2-2 ball game to throw an ephus, go right ahead, man, I guess. And now the count moves to 2-0. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. And I do believe the count is 2-1, but I could be wrong. I didn't think he called that second pitch a strike, but he might have. So I guess we'll see here. That one is swung on and missed. And the count now is 2-2. All right. So I was correct, just making sure. And another 2-strike pitch is swung on and missed. So Joe Brazil strikes out to end the bottom of the third. So we'll head to the top of the fourth inning with the Chinooks and Bucs locked in a 2-2 tie.
Although it's it's the beginning of a new work week, it's not too early to begin planning for a fun weekend with family and friends. Make it happen by being safe on the road. Designate a sober driver. Slow down. We want you to arrive alive. This message brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks would like to remind you to join us for tomorrow's fourth game of this 5-game homestand against the Alaska Gold Panners, brought to you by Eagle Exit. First pitch at 7 p.m.
It's all about the sound. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Carolina. Don't you want to get down and dirty? It's Florida out thirsty. Hit me with your Tennessee whiskey and crank it up loud. Laid back, crazy old timer, sweet Magno, got born and dirty. Oh, lady, if you didn't know it, call down, oh, it's all about the sound.
Leading off the top of the fourth for the Bucs, designated hitter number 13, Cole Carey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network. Here on YouTube, as Cole Carey will step up for his second at-bat of the day. He singled and scored a run in his last at-bat. That one's fouled off and out of play. So Zach Sundine will look to bounce back from his last inning, as he ended up giving up a run, a bit of a tough luck run, as there was a kind of an infield single and then a bloop single. So certainly that's just how baseball goes sometimes. But you know, when you're a team that's struggling like the Chinooks are, you just really, really hate to see those things continue to happen, as you just feel like they've been happening at a increased rate than what they normally do, as the 1-2 pitch is downstairs. Not a bad pitch from Sundine, though, until the count moves to 2-2. And the 2-2 is swung on and missed. Good curveball from Sundine. So Carrig goes down swinging for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Matt Erickson, who also struck out in his first at-bat. So that is the fourth strikeout of the day for Sundine. And that one swung on and fouled straight back. And the 0-1 to Erickson is also fouled back. So Sundine quickly ahead 0-2 in this at-bat. And once again, Sundine working very, very quickly, as he tends to do. And certainly for his teammates, that's certainly something that they love, as that one is fouled off. Just barely. As, you know, I was an infielder. I was a shortstop in high school, and I played second and third base kind of sparingly in college, but I did play there every once in a while. So I definitely know the feeling when you got a guy who's up there that's just taking his time and working at a really slow pace. You can kind of get on your heels a little bit, which can kind of hurt you sometimes if you're not 100% prepared for ball to be coming at you, and that one's inside. So the count moves to 2-2. That one is swung and popped high in the air on the right side of the infield, as Josh Scheck will make the catch for the Second out of the inning, and it sounded like a lot of guys were calling that ball, so I'm not sure if they just didn't hear each other or if Sheck was just that confident in catching it. But either way, the ball's caught, and that's really all that matters. So 2 down here, as that'll bring up Carson Rockefort, who struck out in his first at-bat. And Sundine's first pitch to him is in there for a called strike. That one is also in there for a called strike. And the 0-2 to Rockefort is inside. So the count moves to 1-2. And that one is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rockefort. As Sundine looks to throw a nice 1-2-3 inning. And that one is tapped behind the mound, and another just real tough luck infield single for the Chinooks. I mean, man, that's twice in this ball game, and it feels like it's happened 100 times in the last 10 ball games or so. Unbelievable. But, so the Chinooks will not get their 1-2-3 inning, as that'll bring up Diego Baquero, who also struck out in his last at-bat, as Sundine struck out the side in the second. And yet still gave up a run in that inning. If that gives you any indication as to how that run happened. So the first pitch to Baquero is inside for ball 1. And the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Good pitch from Sundine. And he evens the count at 1-1. And they move over to first as they try and get the runner going to second, and he is safe. And I couldn't exactly tell. It looked like that ball was thrown in the dirt. But it looked like John Mark might have recovered it and tagged him in time, but it's really hard to tell at this juncture. So that will be a stolen base for Rockefort. So the runner in scoring position now, and so now the Bucs have a chance to take the lead. And that one is swung on and tapped down the third base line and foul. So count moves to 1-2. And Baquero made a really, really nice play in the second inning to rob Patty McCormick of a hit. Had to come in on it, make a tough throw. Definitely tough for a lot of third basemen to make, but he made it look good. So good for him. And the 1-2. Swung on and ripped down the left field line, and that's going to get to the wall. So 1 run will score as Diego Baquero will have his first hit of the ball game. And now the Bucs have their lead back, or excuse me, they have their first lead of the ball game. Actually, no, they do have their lead back because they were up 1-0 in the second. I apologize, I can't do math. So they have their lead back as they now lead 3-2. And this will bring up Woody Haydeen, who grounded out to shortstop to open up the last inning, and that one's in there for a called strike. Well, Zach Sundine's certainly done a good job of getting ahead of guys today, although it doesn't seem to really have helped him much, as he's already given up 6 hits here. And he looks over to second. Baquero scampers back to the bag. the 0-1 is in there for a called strike too. So once again, Sundine up 0-2 here. Let's see if he can put Haydeen away and get the Chinooks back in the dugout. And the 0-2 is tapped foul down the right field line. So count remains at 0-2. And that one is swung on and tapped up the middle past the diving McCormick for a base hit. So Beccaro will score. And that will bring the lead for the Bucs up to 4-2. And man, Sundine has gotten up 0-2 on a lot of guys. And the Bucs just keep on putting 0-2 pitches in play, and they keep getting rewarded, as they have just found holes in every which way so far tonight. As that is 7 hits already. And several of them have just kind of been bloopers or bleeders, and they're going to try it again, and this time they got him. And you can see that the umpire is arguing, say that the ball came out. Okay, so I'm not sure if the umpires are going to confer here. It looks like they are. They're going to confer to see. So I know the music's already playing and the Chinooks are already off the field, but they're going to confer to see if that ball came out. I'm not sure if they're really supposed to be doing that, as I'm pretty sure that's just the umpire's discretionary call, but I mean, we'll see how this goes. And boy, there's going to be real fury in that Chinook dugout if they end up reversing this one. And again, we can't tell here in the booth if that ball came out right away or if that ball came out on some kind of transfer. Well, I can tell you from the body language of John Mark during the play, I feel like it might have come out on the tag because he kind of rushed to get the ball. But again, that's all speculatory. I don't really know what they're doing, what they're going to do about this here. And the PA guy has started to play the Jeopardy. The Jeopardy. I'm sorry, guys, but that really got me. That's funny. And he is safe! They have changed the call. So the Chinooks are going to have to get back on the field, and this will bring out Coach Groth, as he's going to sit there and wonder, how the heck can you change that call after it's a discretionary call by the second base umpire? And so now the Chinooks are coming back onto the field. And so this inning will continue as there are 2 outs now. Still. And so this will bring up Garrett Ostrander, and my goodness. And poor Colby Ferris has to run all the way back out to right field now. So certainly he'll be getting his cardio in today. So now Zach Sundine will have to come back out to the field and continue this brutal inning. And so now Sundine, I'm hoping that he's going to get a chance to at least get a few warm-ups, and he will. So, ladies and gentlemen, that so far is 4 stolen bases for the Bucs, as they have certainly ran rampant on the base paths. So this will bring up Garrett Ostrander to continue this inning. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot tell whether that was the right call or not. And I'm hoping that it is. I'm hoping that they changed it to the correct call. Because at the very least, the umpires will have done the right thing and made the right call. But if that is if that isn't a definitive call, which if it was a definitive call, why didn't you make it the first time? Then my goodness. I mean, how do you change a discretionary call? I just don't understand. But here we are. We live in this world now. This is the world that we inhabit, and it is the one that we're living in. So the count is 0-1 to Garrett Ostrander, and man, I tell you, if they end up scoring this run, there is going to be some anger in that Chinook dugout, as that one is tapped foul. As Sundine looks to get out of this inning again, as they basically just did a dress rehearsal in the last at-bat for running off the field, having to make sure that everybody was running properly and that the right order of guys came into the dugout at the right time. So they hope to get the real thing here, as Sundine is up 0-2, and that one is in there for a called strike 3, and that now will end the inning for real this time. So the Bucs scored 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 stolen bases. So the Chinooks will now head to the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 4-2.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th for the Chinooks, a redshirt freshman first baseman from UC Irvine, number 35, Josh Sheck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Josh Sheck leads things off, as that one's in there for a called strike against Zach Heaton. So Sheck singled in his first at-bat and also scored. And that one is swung on and hit down the left field line and foul.
That foul ball brought to you by Bright Star Care.
And the 0-2 is up and in, so the count moves to 1-2 here. And the 1-2. Not a bad pitch there from Heaton. But good take from Sheck as the count moves to 2-2. And that one is swung on and fouled off to the left.
That foul ball brought to you by Jojo's Mexican Restaurants.
And the next 2-2. Swung on and missed. Good pitch there from Heaton. So Sheck goes down swinging to open up the bottom of the fourth. And that'll bring up Colby Ferris, who singled in the second inning as it's one of 3 straight Chinooks to single in that inning. That ended up bringing home the 2 runs that the Chinooks have now. And so he'll hope to single again. Get something started here as that looked like a cut fastball, swung on and missed. And Heaton certainly has an unorthodox pitching set, as appears to be fastball, curveball, changeup, or splitter, cutter,
Brought to you by Ken McCarthy at Discovery Cove Recovery and Wellness Center.
which can be frustrating as you're not really sure what or how the pitcher's going to break. So certainly that can get frustrating as that one is swung on and missed. So Colby Ferris strikes out for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up John Graham, who grounded out to shortstop but did get himself an RBI in his first at-bat.
From the University of Northern Colorado, number 22, Johnny Graham.
Well, let's see if Big John can do something with 2 outs, get something rolling. And it'll also be interesting to see if they bring Zach Sundine out for the 5th. It does not appear that there is anybody ready to go in the bullpen. Is that... I don't know what that was. It looked like another Ephus. And again, if you're confident enough to throw that in a 4-2 ball game, by all means, I suppose. And the 1-0 is upstairs, just upstairs, for ball 2. And that one is also outside for ball 3. And that one's finally in there for a called strike 1. And the 3-1 to Graham is upstairs. So a 2-out walk for John Graham. And that'll bring up Joe Keel, who also walked in his first at-bat.
Now batting for the Chinooks, a sophomore catcher from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, number 55, Joseph Keel.
So Joe Keel looking to get a hold of one here. Get that run home from first, or at the very least, keep the line moving. And the first pitch to him is swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play.
That foul ball brought to you by JR Septic Pumping and Excavation.
And that pitch is in there for a called strike 2. Keel not happy about it. Probably thought that that was high. Didn't break in the zone. But nonetheless, he will work with 2 strikes here. And the 0-2 swung on and hit out to fairly straightaway right field, as Carson Rockefort will settle under it and make the catch for out number 3. So the Chinooks come up empty here in the 4th, and we will head to the top of the 5th with the Chinooks trailing 4-2.
Friends, at this time, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks invite you to take out your red tickets. We will be giving away the final red ticket gift giveaway now. Second winning red ticket number this evening, ticket 790914. Second winning red ticket number this evening, ticket 790914. Take your ticket to the Chinook Shack to claim your prize from Alaska Massage. Excuses are cheap, a DUI isn't. The average cost of a DUI in Alaska is $23,000. Don't drive impaired. Arrive alive. This message brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. Leading off the top of the fifth for the Bucs, shortstop number 16, Ernie Yates.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network. As this will bring up Ernie Yake, who flies that one out to shallow left field as John Graham calls everybody off, and he'll move over and make the catch for the first out of the fifth. So a quick out for Zach Sundine here in the top of the fifth. And speaking of the top of the fifth, we have a special guest joining us here, as promised, in the top of the fifth inning, as Matt Magno once again joining us in the studio. Matt, always a pleasure to have you in here, buddy. How are you doing today?
The pleasure is all mine.
Well, thank you.
I'm doing well. How are you doing? Are you enjoying that jalapenos? What is that? Artichoke dip?
You know, I think it's not. I think it's just nacho cheese, but like with some kind of obviously herb or spice in there, as that one's tapped back to the mound.
You know, I know that guy. He's the left fielder. His name is Jack.
Yeah.
We've been talking to him like the whole game out there in the bullpen.
There you go.
Very nice guy.
I don't doubt it. But so the thing is I only have about like 18 seconds to eat things between innings.
Gotcha.
So it has now gotten cold.
Right.
So it is not as enjoyable as it was at the beginning,
that
but it is still pretty good.
Good. Like that, I'm sure the fine food of jalapenos is absolutely delicious, but that seeing the cheese congealed does not look very appetizing.
It is not ideal.
And it's not a warm day out here, folks. So
no, it is not. But we will get through it. It is free. It is very kind of the fine folks at Jalapenos to give us some free food. So certainly thank you to them.
Absolutely.
And I will enjoy it no matter how cold it gets. So,
for sure.
Certainly. So Matt, I feel like at this point, you know, I'm running out of things to talk about with you. You've been up here a good amount of times. We absolutely love having you up here, and I don't want you to stop coming up here.
I love being up here.
So I guess my thing is, I want to ask you at this point. You've been up here so many times. You know, do you have any questions that you want to ask me?
Yeah. Let me mill over that for a second.
Sure.
Let me mill that over.
Sure.
First one is how'd you get hooked up with the Chinooks?
Okay, that's a fair question. So, there is a young man who used to be the announcer for the Chinooks 2 years ago. His name is Wyatt Wewell. Those of you who have been watching for many years will know who that young man is. And I just so happened to go, or I just recently graduated from the same college that Wyatt went to.
Okay.
He lived with my RA. And we connected because we both really enjoyed wrestling, or we're both kind of those sports nerd guy, you know. Him a little bit more so of the technical, statistical side than I am. But one day he just came up to me and said, "Hey, man, you want to go to Alaska with me?" And I was like, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, I do this thing in the summer. I'm one of the broadcasters for this baseball team, and my partner just left. He's not coming back." So I need a partner. Figured it should be you. And I said, dude, I'd love to. And I got the job, and we were all set to go. Last year, it was going to be me and Wyatt up here. We was going to have a grand old time as friends, and then COVID kind of happened, and so that didn't happen. He ended up moving to St. Louis, and he's doing great out there now. He just recently got engaged. His wedding is December 11th. And yeah, and so he couldn't end up being here this year, but Coach Beck allowed me to come back, even though I hadn't really done this before.
Right.
So certainly
That's
here
wonderful.
I am.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And 2-2 is swung on and fouled off. So
I'd also like to extend a happy birthday, very happy birthday, to a very special Chinook out there, Zach Sundine, the lone lefty. Happy birthday, Zach. You're a very inspiring guy, and I hope you hear this. You're a wonderful guy to be around, and it warms my heart to see somebody getting a pitch on their birthday. It's awesome.
absolutely. And that pitch is swung on and missed. So good bounce back hitting there from Zach Sundine, as certainly he wants to put that last inning behind him. And so, we will be back in the bottom of the fifth inning with a little bit more from Matt Magno.
Fans, your attention, please. Now pitching for the Anchorage Bucs, a 6'2" freshman right-hander from San Diego State University, number 14, Jaden Berkovich. Leading off the bottom of the fifth for the Chinooks, the sophomore second baseman from Northern Illinois University, number 5, Patty McIrvin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube. As Carson Cody so eloquently put it, it's Patty time, as he is going to lead things off here in the bottom of the fifth. We are continue to be joined by Matt Magno, as that pitch is in there for a called strike one, as we have a new pitcher, Jaden Berkovich, will take over in relief. Again, Matt, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio today.
Always an honor and a pleasure to be up here with the giants of broadcasting here in the ABL. Vin Scully, Tyler Lopes.
Oh,
that's
my
what
goodness.
They say.
You know what? If I ever legitimately at some point draw comparisons to Vin Scully, I think I will have lived a full and happy life there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Certainly, I do appreciate it. So, question for you. We've seen, not just today, but in the last few games, seen a lot of the Chinooks end up giving up infield singles, bloop singles, just these kind of crazy plays and stuff being called back like it was earlier, and just all this stuff. And when a team is struggling, it just really feels like those kind of plays get magnified, whether by individual players or by a whole team. Is that kind of palpable yet in the dugout, or is everybody still kind of in that let's just remain positive stage?
I mean, it definitely wears on a team when you get dinks and dunks against you and you're not getting any yourself, and it's definitely a challenge to get over, and I think the best teams do. I think right now we just got to rely on the fact that we're good enough to win in this league. We know we are, and when things don't go our way, I think we've done a not as great a job as we did in the beginning of the season. of just kind of getting past things. So I mean, myself included, it's really things get magnified after you get on a long losing streak like we're in right now. But there's no quitting these guys, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, it definitely wears on a team when you're in the middle of a 4-game losing streak and somebody 1 or 2 outs and teams just get 2 or 3 dink hits in a row and they scratch cross runs. However, it seems like everything's going against you, but that's the game, and we chose to play it.
Absolutely. So, definitely more so than at the beginning of the season, you and Joe seem to be kind of doing the kind of.
There we go, singles and airs. See
and
what
there
I'm
you
talking
go.
about, Tyler?
There you go. Right on cue as
That's
Will
the
Batts.
game plan. Will Batts knows the game plan. Singles and airs.
As Will Batts hits that one hard and a little bit too hard, I guess, for Woody Haydeen. So that will be an error on him. As evidently, I think that E's have 4 lines in them, and they don't. They only have 3. Anybody who's taking, intro to English, E's only have 3 lines. So just so everybody knows.
Well, I mean, the backbone of the E also counts as a line,
true.
so that's 4.
That's true. I guess they'll just make up a new hieroglyph. But I had another question. Oh, the splitting time. So you guys have kind of done what a lot of major league teams tend to do nowadays, which is one catcher catches one day, next day another guy catches, and just kind of splits that. Do you guys enjoy that? Because obviously you guys get a little bit more rest on your knees and your ankles and your arms and everything, but would you kind of rather have that like play every day type deal, or is it kind of good to have another guy?
It's nice to have another guy in terms of getting rest and stuff, but knowing me and knowing Joe, I mean, being competitors, you always want to be out on the field no matter what. So, I mean, it's tough to see your name not in the starting lineup, but I mean, I'm not going to get angry at Joe for catching, and I know Joe's not going to get mad at me. It's just, being the ultimate competitor and being a guy who wants to. There you go, safe. Attaboy, Will.
All right, so Will
you always
Batts
want to
still
be in the
base.
starting line, but I mean, it's been really nice to get days off consistently, as opposed to the start of the season. At least have a routine, because then I can prepare my body better for days that I know I'm going to catch and days that I know I'm not.
So on that note, you were playing first base obviously a little bit towards the beginning of the season. Now I'm sure some of that, as that one is absolutely slaughtered into the gap. That's going to get down, and that's going to score a run. As Hayden Keller is going to take the turn and head for third, and he is going to get in there safely as that one gets away, but the pitcher will be there to back things up. So Hayden Keller with a big-time 2-out RBI triple, as now this lead is cut to 1.
Man, the last no-doubt triple I saw like that was a lesser-known Chinook. I believe he wore number 17, Matt Magno. You know
what's funny? That reminds me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to preface this by saying before today's game, anybody in the comments section want to tell me, and you cannot answer, Matt. That would be cheating, and neither can you, Aaron. I see you back there smirking. Who leads the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks before this game in triples? Anybody in the comments section tell me. That is the trivia question of the day, and I wanted to make sure that you were in here to hear it, so that you know that trivia questions are actually being asked around here.
Lovely.
And that one is swung on and popped high in the air on the infield. As Woody Haydeen will settle under it and make the catch for, apparently, according to the scoreboard, out number 4.
Well, so we did have to get 4 outs last week, so I guess that makes sense.
That's interesting. So, Matt, what is your schedule? Can you do another half inning?
Absolutely,
or you
can.
All right, fantastic. So then we will do that, and so then we will head to the top of the 6th inning with a little bit more from Matt Magno, as the Chinooks still trail 4-3 now.
back. Eagle River Chinooks would like to welcome you to Lee Jordan Field tomorrow evening for the fourth game of this 5-game homestand against the Alaska Gold Panthers on Eagle Exit Night. Be sure to join us at 7 p.m. for first pitch. Another friendly reminder, fans, this homestand concludes on the 7th. The last chance you'll get to see our Chinooks in action until July 22nd. So be sure to join us tomorrow for Game 4 and on Wednesday for Game 5 of this second to last homestand of the season. Leading off the top of the 6th for the Bucs, catcher number 36, Matt Erickson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Zach Sundine comes out for his 6th inning of work as that one is popped high in the air. Out toward the left field line is John Mark Mullins. Will move over to make the catch for the first out of the inning, so Matt Erickson is retired for the first out. So, I am still joined here by Matt Magno.
Absolutely. And I'm joined here by Aaron Davis.
Yes, we are. He's standing looming over us like a beautiful cloud. Not a thundercloud, but just like one of those nice cumulonimbus clouds that are just nice and puffy in the sky. Not to say that you're puffy, Aaron, but you know. This metaphor is just gone
that metaphor
horribly.
doesn't really work out.
I'm going to stop now.
But anyway, 2 down here in the top of the 6th.
This is what happens when I try to compliment people. It's really unfortunate. I don't know why my fiance loves me. It's really unfortunate. So,
well, that's how you know she loves you.
That's right. Yeah. My terrible compliments. So, anyways, you were kind of going over like what the feeling is, like you've been able to over the last couple of weeks since you and Joe have kind of been splitting time a little bit more, kind of get your body prepared in different ways depending on what you're doing that day. So what is there any huge differences as that one is tapped out to short for the third out of the inning? So that was unbelievably quick. So I didn't even get to ask my question. So Matt, I assume you're going to be able to stay for another half an inning. All right. So I will ask my question quickly in the bottom of the 6th inning when we come back.
Fans, your attention, please. Now pitching for the Anchorage Bucs, a 6'5" junior right-hander from Santa Clara University, number 34, Alex Rells.
Welcome back, folks, to the Chinooks Radio Network. I'm Matt Magno, joined up here always by my partner in crime, Brenden Argomaniz.
What's up?
Argo, it's wonderful to be up here with you again. As everybody knows, we're here together all the time.
Right.
But, I think what would be fun is if I interviewed you today. Of
course, because I'm always interviewing you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So, Mr. Argomaniz, if you were to describe yourself as an animal, what would that animal be? What would you,
So you're asking what my spirit animal is?
Sure,
is
sure.
Is that the question? Okay. Let's see. I'd probably be a golden retriever.
Golden retriever, really,
Yeah.
and tear that down for me, real
Well,
quick. Break it down from a fundamental standpoint. There's 2 balls to Josh Sheck.
Golden retriever, everyone loves them. They don't have to do anything for everyone to
Pitch,
love them.
that
They
one's
just kind of
really
sit there and relax,
Ah, absolutely.
They live a dog's life. They don't have to worry about anything. They
Wonderful.
just chill. Everyone gives them attention. It's the best, So
Wonderful
that's
answer.
what I aspire
Yeah.
to be.
I couldn't agree more myself.
Yeah.
To answer you, Greg, the best catcher I've ever seen play. Foul ball by Sheck. There, 3-1 the count. Is Yadier Molina, who's the greatest catcher of my generation. I also think he's definitely top 3 catchers of all time. Defensively, he's number 1 in my book. And catcher with the best arm. Yachty's up there, just in terms of runners caught stealing percentage. There's not a real, oh yeah, that's gone. There's a drive by Josh Sheck, puts a charge into it. They're not even going to look. As Sheck sends that one to the stratosphere and ties the game for the Nooks here in the bottom of the 6th. Josh Sheck opened up a serious can of worms on that pitch, as that's his first Alaska Baseball League home run.
Yeah.
Wonderful for him. That's amazing.
He was due, and that was crushed.
Absolutely nuked there by the Nooks. And we're back in this ball game, folks. Best overall arm, though, Greg. Yachty, I never saw Pudge play live, so I've watched some videos of him. He's got a great arm. Wilson Contreras also has a cannon behind the plate, but you can't really go wrong with any of the catchers in the league right now. Colby Ferris in the 6th hole. And that's another knock, as the Nooks have got something cooking here in the 6th, and it ain't gumbo, folks. Huh?
Now batting for the Chinooks, a redshirt freshman left fielder from the University of Northern Colorado. Number
Okay,
22.
well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I was knocked unconscious and kidnapped, but now I have to face my fears and talk to my kidnapper here, as Brenden Argomaniz took my spot here. But anyways, so Brenden, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
So just for those of you who don't know what just happened at all, Mrs. Beck just came in here and said that the coaches were looking for Matt, which is what I kind of hoped wouldn't happen. I didn't want to get him in trouble. So hopefully he doesn't get yelled at or get in trouble. And if he does, hopefully I'll be able to talk to Chris and say that it was my fault, because I don't want him to get in trouble. But Argo, thank you for coming in here. I know it was kind of impromptu.
Oh, yeah. I always love hanging out in here, so it's a pleasure to be here.
So, Argo, how are you feeling? I know that the last, ever since you kind of got sick, things have been a little bit more difficult for you, just kind of getting going and getting back into a rhythm. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I got sick, and then I had the little setback with my groin, and then I got sick again. But I'm finally feeling better. I threw my first bullpen in a while today, and I'm slated to start on Wednesday. And so far, so good. Unless anything drastic happens before then, I should be on the bump Wednesday. So I'm pretty excited to get back out there. It'll be my first ABL outing since 2 weeks ago when we played the Pilots. So it's been a while, and I'm excited.
Absolutely, and certainly we are excited to have you back, as certainly right now, I think we've missed your arm, because, the Chinooks have, and obviously not all on your arm, because you only pitch 1 out of 5 days, but certainly we could use a guy with your competitiveness and your competitive fire to go out there. So it's a topic that I haven't actually discussed on air yet, is the fact that we all just recently received our own baseball cards, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Except for mine, I look like a troll. It's really bad. Don't ever look at my picture. Just throw it away, burn it, whatever you got to do. But so your picture is one of my favorites. It's an action shot, and
It's
you
awful.
just have this beautiful, like, pain face going. Not necessarily a pain face, but a struggle face you have going. So can you kind of, I don't know, do you remember the moment where that picture was taken? And if you do, can you walk me through what was going through your mind there?
Well, I don't remember the moment the picture was taken, but I do remember the conversation I had with the guy who made the cards for us. I told him it was probably the ugliest picture he could have found of me. And he said, well, you make that face every single picture that we have. You make that face every single throw.
Oh, no.
So that's what we had to work with. And yeah, and obviously none of you guys listening have not seen the picture, but it's pretty bad. It's not a flattering picture of me at all. So that's what my card looks like.
Well, when I say it's one of my favorites, I actually like it because, I was a pitcher myself, so I fully relate to, the pitching struggle face. Like, it's just a face that everyone makes.
Right.
It varies, but I think, unless you're like Corey Kluber, just somebody who has no emotions whatsoever, just a robot.
Yeah.
If you ever seen that man pitch, I don't think his face changes. I don't know if he has Botox before every game.
No, he's
and
very
just freezes
stoic.
it,
Yeah, he's very stoic up there on the mound.
For sure. Most other people, you're gonna make some kind of face,
Right.
But that is really unfortunate that's how you found out you make that face. Every pitch.
Yeah, it was funny though. I don't really have any control over the face I make, so it's whatever. It's just cool that I have a baseball card in the first place.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Excuse me, as the 0-1 to Joe Keel is swung on and tapped into the 5-6 hole for a base hit, and they're going to hold John Graham as the throw will be cut off. And Joe Keel with great base running as he waited for the throw, picked his spot, and ends up advancing. So the Chinooks will have runners on second and third with nobody out, and they will now take a 5-4 lead. An explosion of offense here in the fifth. Has to be great to see for that whole dugout. And certainly has to be great to see for that pitching staff. And, yeah, wow. It's really, really great to see, even for us up here in the booth. It's been really a struggle to kind of watch guys hit balls hard right at people for like the last week. So certainly good to see this right now.
Yeah, we've been on a little skid lately, but I think we're still playing the same way we were.
And that is going to drop for a base hit. And so they're going to hold Joe Keel at third, and again Patty McCormick will advance. Great base running from Patty McCormick as he's going to work his way to second, and the Chinooks just keep on trading places. So they will have runners on second and third again, as they now expand their lead to 6-4. And I'm sorry you keep getting interrupted, Argo. I apologize, but
it's fine. I welcome these interruptions. If we're putting runs on the board, they can interrupt me as long as they want to.
And it looks like that will be it for Alex Reelfs. Reelfs? I don't know. Something like that. I'm sounding it out. I'm sorry if the Reelfs family is on the stream watching. I apologize, but I think that's how you pronounce it. All right, so we will take a quick break and catch our breath after that crazy start to this sixth inning. And we will be back here shortly. All right, so Will Batts will grab a bat and swing it here as the Chinooks look to continue to pound the Bucs here in the in the sixth, I apologize, as 5 straight runners have reached on a hit. And Will Batts will look to become lucky number 6. And that one is downstairs. So I'm still joined by Brenden Argomaniz. Argo, I do appreciate you kind of running in here in an impromptu interview. And I feel weird again.
Yeah, Brenden, thanks for staying and sticking with us, man. I know things are weird right now, but, I absolutely appreciate you hanging out and hanging in. As Will Batts pushes the count to 1-1. Patty McCormick takes a lead off second base. The pitch. In the dirt. Erickson knocks it down, but nobody's really going anywhere. So, Argo, jog my memory. What were we talking? I kind of blacked out there a little bit. So
I cannot tell you to save my life. I have no idea what we were talking about.
Okay, that's fine. Then let me pose another question for you. How long have you been really trying to get into the radio business? I know you're fairly new, but how long have you been trying to get in to the radio business?
What time is it? Maybe 10 minutes?
10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes? Yeah, me too.
Give or
And you
take a
just
few
let
minutes.
us in here.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We just strolled on in here and took
Good take.
took over. I remember, yes, Greg, another kidnapping. That's what's going on here.
I don't know what you're talking about, Greg. I've been here the entire time.
You were answering his question when you left.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say Wilson Contreras. He caught that ball. What? Okay. Well, they get 2 outs there for the price of 1. So anyway, I'd like to just address the crowd again at home. No, I have been here the entire time. It has just been me, nobody else, and my partner, Brenden Argomaniz. As we step up here in the Chinooks 6th, we're still cooking with gas here, as the Chinooks have busted through for 3 runs in the inning. And there's a knock over there to the right side. He gets up. He's not going to be able to make a play, and nobody's there. Nobody's home. Patty McCormick. What a play and base running. And this is the absolute nobody's there at third. And this is what the Chinooks have been waiting for. And I have been telling you since day one, as soon as they started this skid, they needed one break. And that Josh Sheck home run started it all, folks. So the Chinooks are absolutely cooking with fire and really playing with the game plan that they had going in. Singles and errors as 2 come across on that one by the incredible base running performance there by Patty McCormick. Heads up base running there. And now we got HK up and JM, the 2 single or double letter names, are at the plate, batting, and at third, respectively. There's a piece to short. Out number 2. So anyway, Brenden, as we get back to the conversation we were having, what excites you most about this Chinooks team? What has excited you most as a broadcaster? As just a plain old man, what has excited you most about this squad?
Well, it's a fun team to watch. As a broadcaster.
Yeah.
From the outside.
Because we are broadcasters,
because we are full-time broadcasters. We are not on the roster. We are not part of this team.
Well, I would say we're a part of the team, but not, members of the roster.
Correct. We're not players.
Correct.
They're a fun team to watch. They never give up on plays. They are never fully out of
That's
a game.
A piece to right. Burns the right fielder, and look out. There goes Joe Brazil as he's rounding second, headed for third, and he's going to be waved in, standing up. No, sliding for no reason. And Joe Brazil sends that one to Peru. Absolutely beautiful. I don't think I've seen this many triples since the late, great Matt Magno played for the Chinooks. And here comes the man who started it all, Josh Sheck. As the Chinooks have batted around here in the bottom of the sixth, I believe that's the first time they've done it all year. As the offense is finally exploding. We've been waiting to see that for the last few games, and it's so encouraging to see.
Yep. As far as my recollection goes, as a broadcaster, I think that is the first time we've done it all year.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I as well. And, I mean, it's so good to see that the bats are exploding once again for this Nooks team. You know it was coming. You knew it was coming as Sheck lets one go. Seemed to be right down the middle. 1-1's the count now as Christie winds and deals. Change-up. Low and away. Great setup pitch there. Argo, now, if you're a man of great intellect, so, what cereal brand do you enjoy? What's your favorite cereal?
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Ooh, and another change-ups gets him. And that'll end the mammoth inning from the Chinooks. As I always like to thank my friend Brenden Argomaniz for joining me up here in the booth as we head to the seventh.
It's been fun. Thank you for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back, folks, to Chinooks Baseball Radio. I am Matt Magno, joined always by my partner in crime, Tyler Lopes, as Zach Sundine lays one in there, low and in.
So, what happened? Because I kind of fell asleep again. It's been happening all day. It's been a real problem.
Oh, and now it's a fly ball out to Johnny Graham as he's camped underneath it. Hey, make some s'mores, Johnny Graham. Attaboy. Staying camped. Yeah, Tyler, basically the Chinooks exploded for an offensive...
Wait, like literally exploded?
No.
Oh,
They in the figurative sense only. The bats were exploding, though, in another figurative sense. For 6 runs there in the bottom of the sixth. And the Chinooks are really cooking with gas. Maybe even fire in that last half.
Whoa.
And Zach Sundine up the middle. Ooh, John Mark Mullins laying out. There's a lot of excitement going on, a lot of big brain plays being made out there through whether it was base running or situational hitting or base running. So, it was just a beautiful inning of baseball to watch as the Chinooks' longtime commentator. And I mean, you were here as well, so you saw it. With
I was
me.
here. I was here.
Time.
There
was
cautious.
not another person in here with us.
No one else.
Definitely not anybody.
Nope. Not that I know of, except for Aaron
And there's
Davis.
a rollie right up the middle. Patty McCormick to John Mark Mullins. Double play to end the inning, and the Chinooks pitching staff gets it done again. And this looks like the Chinooks team of old, the beginning of the season, and I'm loving it here. as we will
Absolutely,
take
me
a
too.
break here in the top of the 7th. And here comes the 7th inning stretch, folks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Colby Ferris leads things off here in the bottom of the 7th. So looks like we actually do have the first answer to the question that I asked a couple innings ago. Will Bats is not the answer. At this point, he's gone, so I think that the joke is kind of a little bit off now. But before this game, Matt Magno was actually the person who led the Chinooks in triples with 2. Although tonight Hayden Keller tripled, so it is now a tie for first place. But the answer was actually Matt Magno, which is why I wanted to ask the question when he was here. Because he did not know that. So I think that would have been really funny, but unfortunately, it was not answered before then. But that's all right. It was the effort that counts. So Colby Ferris strikes out here to open up the bottom of the 7th, and that'll bring up John Graham. So John is 1 for 2 tonight. He is singled. He is grounded out to short, and he has walked. So all right, so the 1-2 count to John Graham is in there for a called strike 3. So Graham goes down looking for the second out of the inning. So the pitcher in the game for the Bucs is David Christie. I don't know if he got a proper introduction in his first appearance. So I'm giving him one now, as Joe Keel will step up to the plate, as that one is swung on and tapped out to Woody Haydeen at second. He will throw on to first for the third out of the inning. So a quick bottom of the 7th inning, as I'm starting to wonder whether I should just stop commentating, because every time I do, it seems the Chinooks offense gets something going really, really well. So I'm debating whether or not to just leave it a blank broadcast for the rest of the time. Obviously, I can't do that. But either way, the Chinooks will head to the top of the 8th, now leading 9-4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Jack Mactoff will lead things off for the Bucs against Zach Sundine, who has remained in the game and certainly has earned it as he has pitched 3 really, really good innings in a row. And they have all been pretty quick innings as that one is tapped out to the left and foul. So the Chinooks with, as Matt Magno put so eloquently earlier, a offensive explosion in the 6th inning as that one is flown out to John Graham in left. And that will be the first out of the inning. So Mactoff is retired. He is now 1 for 4 on the day. And that'll bring up Jake Skipworth, the first baseman, who is 0 for 2 with a walk so far in this one. And that one is in there for a called strike 1. So Sundine working ahead once again. And that one is tapped over to Joe Brazil at third. Going to be a tough play, but he makes it. As that one was chopped pretty slowly, so going to be a tough play as he just pretty much had to wait for that one to come down. But he makes the play, so Skipworth is retired. And that one is in there for another called strike. And that one is just outside, so the count moves to 1-1. And that one is swung on and ripped to right field, but right to Colby Ferris. And he will move on and make the catch for the third out of the inning. So a quick top of the 8th for the Chinooks. That's exactly what they needed, as they will head to the bottom of the 8th innings with a 9-4 lead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network as Patty McCormick steps up to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th. And the Chinooks are riding a fantastic bottom of the 6th inning so far here as they lead 9-4. And how quickly things can turn around on offense, as their offense has been skidding over the last 2 weeks or so. But tonight they have come ready to swing it. And that 6th inning was just probably so cathartic for a lot of those guys in that dugout, as they really, really needed that. And the Josh Sheck homer, as Matt pointed out earlier, certainly a spark plug for that offense, and they just came out and swung it in the 6th. Certainly great to see, as that 2-2 pitch is swung on and shattered, and that ball actually was in fair play. And certainly, I don't think Patty McCormick knew where that ball was. And that interesting. It actually kind of looked from here like if Patty didn't swing at that pitch, that might have hit him. And unfortunately, his bat is gone, so he will be the first out of the inning. And now Will Batts will step up to the plate here. And so Will Batts now, one of only a couple of Chinooks to not be in the hit column so far, as that one is swung on and missed, as he reached on an error and scored in his last at-bat. Or excuse me, in 2 at-bats ago he did that. In his last at-bat he struck out. I apologize. Can't read my own handwriting. As that one is also swung on and foul-tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike 2. And the 0-2 to Batts is just inside. Not a bad pitch there from Christie, but just off the plate. So the count will move to 1-2. And that one's fouled straight back. Count remains at 1-2. And that one is tapped out to second base. And Haydeen will throw on to first for the second out of the inning. So with 2 down, that'll bring up John Mark Mullins, also hitless so far in this ball game. So Chinooks putting up 9 runs despite little contribution from their top 2 hitters, at least in the lineup. And the first pitch to him is swung on and missed. Big swing from Mullins. He didn't get it. So the count moves to 0-1. And that one's well outside and upstairs, excuse me. That's count moves to an even 1-1. And that one's downstairs for ball 2. And that one is in there for a called strike 2. So riddle me this, guys and girls in the comment section below. Can anybody explain to me why Mike Trout was eligible for All-Star voting this year, as that one is tapped up the middle for a 2-out single? So John Mark Mullins in the hit column as this inning will continue. So can anybody explain to me why Mike Trout was eligible for All-Star voting? He was put on the 60-day injured list, which means he's not eligible to return until after the All-Star break, which clearly means that no matter how many votes he gets, he will not be participating in the All-Star game. So can anybody please explain to me why in the world he would even be eligible and be on the ballot? Because also, Mike Trout has not played in well over a month and a half, which means that he has missed a good 25 or 30 ball games, if not more. And when you miss almost half of the ball games at the beginning of a season, you should not be eligible for the All-Star game anyways. So somebody explain to me why in the world MLB has decided that it's all right to put Mike Trout or any other injured star on the All-Star ballot, because now Mike Trout was officially named a starter for the All-Star game despite being ineligible to play in it. As Hayden Keller takes a walk, so with 2 on and 2 out, that'll bring up Joe Brazil, who tripled in his last at-bat. He's 2 for 4 on the night, I believe. Yes, 2 for 4.
Chinooks, a junior third baseman from Gardner-Webb, number 8, Joe Brazil.
It just doesn't make any sense to me when there's guys like Cedric Mullins who are having a career year, a breakout season. Now, I know Cedric Mullins plays for the Orioles, and the Orioles are, how do I put this delicately, poo. But, I mean, Cedric Mullins has had a fantastic year. He deserves to be an all-star starter, and he deserved it from the beginning of the season. Absolutely crazy, because now, even if he does end up starting in the All-Star game, I'm sure he'd be honored. I'm sure that he would have a great time doing it, but he will always, and as an athlete, I can understand this, he will always look at that and say, you know what? Yes, I started in an All-Star game, but the only reason I did was because someone else couldn't. And that's just not a good feeling to have. You want somebody to be able to earn that, to be able to be given that. And he isn't going to get that. And you know, it's not just him; it's all the other outfielders that have had such great years so far. Alex Verdugo, somebody like Alex Verdugo for the Red Sox has had a fantastic year. I'm sure he would have loved that spot. There's plenty of others. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. There you go. You're welcome. Sure, that's what everybody watches the streams for. But anyways, so the count moves to 2-1 on Joe Brazil, and that one is downstairs. So the count moves to now 3-1. So Christie kind of having a bit of a meltdown here. And this might be a prime pitch to take a good hack at, as Joe Brazil has had a hot bat the last 2 ball games. And that one is a really good pitch from Christie. Got to hand it to him. Great spot. Really nothing that Joe could do with that. And that one is swung on and missed. And they will throw on to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So Brazil strikes out, so nothing comes of the 2-out rally for the Chinooks. So we will head to the top of the 9th with the Chinooks up 9-4 and ready to close things out here in this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Zach Sundine out there ready to finish out this one, or at least that's what he's aiming to do, as he has gone the whole 8, and he is looking for the whole 9 as that one is driven out to deep left center field, all the way back at the wall, and Hayden Keller will reach out and make the catch on the warning track for the first out of the inning. So nothing but a long out, but certainly a bit of a scary one. And as you guys might, you can't, as you cannot see it. So I'm going to stop myself. You guys can't see it, but there is not a soul in the Chinooks bullpen. So this is Zach Sundine's game to finish, barring catastrophe, as that one's in there for a called strike. And the 0-1 is also in there for a called strike. So Carson Roccaforte is down 0-2 here. And that one is upstairs, and it looks like Zach got a little excited there, as now he can throw. And now the real 0-2 is also upstairs. Looks like Roccaforte did not like that pitch being up and in like that. And the 1-2 is swung on and fouled off. Good curveball there from Sundine. And Sundine started this inning at 104 pitches. So certainly has had to work for this one, but has really settled down after the 4th inning. And even in the 4th inning, those runs, a lot of it came on just some rinky-dink hits, bloop hits, seeing eye singles. And that one is just inside. Sundine wanted that, didn't get it. So the count now moves full. And it looks like now, and only now, will there be someone warming up in the Chinooks bullpen. But that one is swung on and hit to fairly straightaway center, as Will Batts will move back and to his right a couple steps to make the catch for the second out of the inning. And now the Bucs just need a fly out to right field to complete the fly out trifecta. But I'm sure Zach Sundine will take any other kind of out that he will get. So that will bring up Diego Baquero, who is 1 for 3 tonight with a double, an RBI double, and a run scored. But that one is drilled out to deep center field. Will Batts will run it down and make the catch in the alley. So Zach Sundine with a complete game here for the Chinooks. And ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead. The witch is dead, as the losing streak is over for the Chinooks. It is broken at 5 games, and the Chinooks will win this one 9-4 on the back of a 6-run 6th inning. And an absolutely fantastic ball game to call here. And man, do I have so many people to thank today. Certainly thank you so much to Matt Magno and Brenden Argomaniz for coming in here and really carrying that bottom of the 6th inning. I mean, I was just kind of watching off in the distance, and certainly just was mesmerized at what I was seeing. And I really wish I could have called that one for you guys, but you know what? The Lord has his plan, and he really wanted Matt and Argo in here. So certainly it was great to see them be able to call this for you and how excited they were getting. And it's a lot more personal when something like this happens and you actually get to hear the emotion from the players after struggling so much over the last few ball games. Absolutely wonderful to see. Thank you so much to them. Thank you so much to Jojo Penberthy and Troy Hervey for coming in here earlier on in the ball game and then having a really wonderful interview. Certainly love having both those guys in here, and cannot wait to continue the journey with them and continue to interview them as the year goes on. And man, you can really, I know you guys can't, actually you might be able to see it. I think they might be just catching the end of your screens there, but you can just see the happiness for the Chinooks over there. And congratulations, and again, happy birthday to Zach Sundine. And, man, what a way to spend your birthday. You get a win, complete game. I bet you there's no better way he could have been able to spend his birthday, obviously, except for maybe if his family was here to celebrate it with him. I bet that's probably the only thing that could have made it better for him. But certainly a great day for him. Happy birthday, Zach. We're so proud of you. We're so happy for you that you got this moment. Thank you guys so much for watching at home. And once again, the Chinooks winning this one 9-4. And the next time that you will see the Chinooks on the field is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We will actually be playing the Gold Panners. It will be a exhibition matchup, although I highly doubt it will be much like our last exhibition matchup, as obviously the Gold Panners are not made up of a bunch of high schoolers. So I think it will probably be very, very competitive. It will be just like any other regular game, except it will not count for the stats. There will be a broadcast for that, or at least I'm planning on having a broadcast for that. So make sure you join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. For that game, and then the Chinooks will play again on Wednesday against the Oilers, the Kenai Peninsula Oilers, at 7 p.m. So, once again, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., be there. Thank you all so much for watching tonight, and I just want to let all of you know that I'm very, very grateful to be able to call these games. I know I haven't really gotten to say that in a while, so thank you so much for joining us today and every day that we have been out here. Thank you so much for the support. Wow, watching from Cancun, Mexico, amazing. That's certainly amazing. So, anyways, from all of us here to all of you at home, I have been Tyler Lopes, and I was joined tonight by my partner Aaron Davis, and my partner Matt Magno, and my partner Brenden Argomaniz, and my partner Troy Hervey, and my partner Jojo Penberthy. They all kind of chipped in tonight. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you very, very soon.